Good morning, children. We have already covered the first lesson, that is about Tom Sawyer, and now we are moving on to the second lesson. So, you know what a story is. What is the other name of a story? Tale. The other name of a story is tale. T-A-L-E, tale. So, in this lesson, we are learning about a story about a tale. What is this tale? T-A-I-L, tale. Tale is a part of a animal, isn't it? We all know animals have a tail. So here, but this tale is not about that animal's tail. This tale is sometimes what happens when two persons, suppose you are there, you move along with your mother always, or you have a friend, you both go together, always together, always together. Then they say, oh, he is so and so boy's tail. Means wherever he goes, this boy also goes along with him, isn't it? So, if one person goes, the other person also will follow him. In that respect, we use here this tail is used, not as an animal's tail. Now, let us see in the lesson. Here, this is a story about some boys. Let us read and see. When Swaminathan entered the fifth grade classroom, a giggle went round the benches. He walked to his place, hoping that he might not be the cause of the giggling. So, Swaminathan is the name of a boy. So, he had entered into his class. He is in fifth grade class. So, he had entered into the room. When he had entered into the room, there was a giggling. What do you mean by giggling sound? Sound when people laugh softly, it is called as giggling. We also we speak when two people are enjoying a joke, then what they do, they only giggle, isn't it? So here, when Swaminathan has entered into the class, he heard some giggle. He was going to his bench to sit, but when he entered, as soon as he entered, he heard the people giggling. He walked to his place, hoping that he might not be the cause of the giggling. So he thought, oh, children were giggling. Why he did not know. So he thought, oh, it is not for me. He thought, and he went to his place. He was walking to his place to take his seat. But his classmates continued to laugh. So seeing this boy, all the children started laughing. Continued giggling at him. He looked at himself and then around the class. So he was thinking, oh, why all these children are giggling? What happened? So he looked at him about on himself and also around the room. His eyes traveled up to the board. His face turned red. So when he was looking all around, then suddenly he looked at the board. And on the board, he was very angry when he saw something on the board. What happened? His face became red. He was in anger. On the board was written in huge letters, tail. So on the board, he saw the word tail, T-A-I-L, in big letters. Swaminathan ran to the blackboard and rubbed it off with his hands. So after seeing it, he got so wild, so angry on his friends that what he did, he went to the blackboard and erased it with his fingers. He slowly turned around. His friend Shankar's head was bent over his notebook and Pia was busy unpacking his bag. So when he was going back to his place, he saw his friend Shankar. He was just looking closely into his book and doing something. He was not observing what is happening around. He was looking into his book. And there's another boy called Pia. He was busy unpacking his bag. So he was taking out something from his bag, some books or something. He was opening the bag and picking up something from the bag. Swami felt very embraced. Without a word, he approached Pia and gave him a fierce slap on his face. So Swaminathan felt very, very bad. He thought maybe Pia or Shankar must have written it, he thought. So what he did, he approached Pia and gave a tight slap on his face. Pia burst into tears and swore that he did not do it. Then when Swaminathan beat him, gave a tight slap, Pia started crying. Tears rolled down his cheeks, and then he said, "No, I did not write it. I swear I did not write," he said. Swaminathan cast a sly look at Shankar, who was absorbed in some work. Then he looked at Shankar. When he looked at Shankar, very angrily, very cunningly, he looked at Shankar. But Shankar was not at all aware of what was happening all around. He was only engrossed in some work. Swaminathan turned to him and slapped his face also. So, not only Pia, now he slapped Shankar also. Soon there was a pandemonium. Shankar, Swaminathan, and Pia rolling over each other, tearing, scratching, and kicking one another. So, when Swaminathan gave tight slap first on Pia and then on Shankar, everybody there was lot of commotion, confusion all around, because this boy did not know who had written. He only thought that Pia or Shankar must have written, he thought, and he gave them tight slaps. So the other children also were making lot of noise. They were also confused. They did not know who had made it. So it was a noisy class. The bell rang. Then the bell rang. Just then Rajan, Somu and Mani entered. So when the bell rang, three boys came inside. What are the names of the boys? Rajan, Somu and Mani. The teacher came in and stood aghast. Then after behind those boys, the teacher also entered into the class. And how was he? He was very, he did not understand. Something is going on in the class. All were making a lot of noise. So he was in amazed. So he did not know what to do. So immediately he was trying to find out what the situation was. He could do a little more than look on. He was the old Tamil Pandit, the most composed teacher in the school. So he did not know what to do. So he looked all around and wanted to calm the children. So, but what is the name of this man? He was the Tamil Pandit and also the best teacher, very calm and composed teacher and very experienced teacher, and he knew how to control the situation. Somu and Mani parted the fighters with great difficulty. So before, what is happening? All the three boys were rolling on each other, tearing, beating, isn't it? They were quarreling, fighting almost. Then Somu, what he did? Somu and Mani, they parted all the three boys from fighting. Somu said, "Sir, please let us go out. We do not want to disturb the class." Then Somu said, "Sir, we will go out, because if we fight here or quarrel here, then the class will be disturbed," they said. And Somu said, and the teacher started to answer, but Mani had already gone out, pushing Swaminathan and Pia before him. Somu followed him with Shankar. So before the teacher could say anything to stop them from fighting or stopping them, what happened? Swaminathan pushed Pia and then he went along with Shankar, and Somu also left the class. All the boys left the class. All these friends came to a lonely spot in the field adjoining the school. So they went out of the class and then reached a place, a small field, which is just by the side of the school. There was silence for a while, and then Mani said, "What is wrong with you, you little rogues?" Then After, after reaching there, they did not know what to speak. Then Mani said, "What is wrong with you? You are like rogues, all dishonest people you are. What happened?" The three started to speak at once. So when he said like that, all the three who were fighting, Pia, Shankar and Swaminathan, those three together they started to speak. Swaminathan's voice was the loudest. Pia wrote tail, big tail on the blackboard. Big. No, I didn't. You, screamed Pia. Then Swaminathan was complaining in a loud voice. He was very angry because it was written about him. So Swaminathan said, Pia wrote on the blackboard in big letters a tale about me. Then Pia said, No, I didn't write, he said. The other two wrote it, cried Swaminathan, pointing at Shankar. Then he said, No. Maybe it is Shankar, he said. Rascal, did you see? Howled Shankar. Now Shankar also was very angry. He said, Did you see me writing? First you said it is Pia and now you are saying that it is me. So did you see me writing on the board? How foolish of you, he said. So let us stop the lesson here. You all go through the lesson, read it once, twice or thrice. Try to understand, learn the difficult words that are given. I'll give you the assignment to write the difficult words and the meanings of some of the words. Okay, but read it. Reading is very, very important. Okay, with pause and punctuation, read it. Thank you.